You said this week that you were standing by WEC Commissioner Bob Spindell, who posed as one of the 10 fake Republican electors in 2020. And in the settlement, they did concede that their actions were part of that effort to overturn the 2020 election. Do you think that keeping him as your WEC appointee is a good move?
No, your question is wrong. They didn't concede that they were trying to overturn the election.
They conceded that their effort was what happened was part of the effort.
Legal strategy.
It was used as the effort to overturn the election.
It was a legal strategy given to them by the Trump team to, if there was legal challenges, that they would have those votes there. The lawsuit tried to sue him for millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
The settlement, nothing. They didn't even pay the attorney's fees. All they did, and they admitted no culpability or guilt in the process. They were following a legal strategy. They weren't trying to overturn an election. That it's pretty simple.
So I guess then the question would be, do you have faith in Commissioner Spindell down the line to be immune from following bad legal advice again?
That he was given that legal advice, and the strategy by the Trump team in Wisconsin obviously didn't work. The Supreme Court, which was run by conservatives then, found that Biden won the election in Wisconsin.
Looking ahead to the 2024 elections now, I'm sure they're on your mind. They're on everybody's mind right now. How are you preparing for the possibility that the state Supreme Court is going to overturn those legislative maps and trigger new elections, including in your district? That I'm sure, thinking about getting good candidates up for election is something that's a big part of your job. Now it might be you up for re-election. So how do you prepare for that?
It's really unfortunate because Justice Protasiewicz, when she was running last year, said that the maps were rigged, took $10 million essentially from the state Democrat Party to win an election, which if she decides in the maps will likely benefit them. So I thought justice was supposed to be blind. Apparently in Justice Protasiewicz case, it's not, at least on this issue. So it's really unfortunate that she didn't recuse herself. We're preparing for worst case scenario with our caucus. I told everybody you should get ready to run again because that's what the lawsuit says. They're trying to overturn our election, my election. I was elected to a 4-year term last year, and they're trying to make me potentially run again and undo the will of the voters in the 9th Senate District, and that's half of the Senate districts around the state. But we think the law is on our side. We have constitutionally fair maps, legal maps, and if the state Supreme Court overturns our maps, we'll appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court, probably, depending on what their ruling is. But we're preparing. I'm telling all my caucus members, get ready to run, and you might not actually be in your district because they might draw you out of your district. Even if you're elected to a 4-year term, I might not be in the 9th Senate District if they redraw them.
Let's talk about some of the bills that you probably know very well and are looking at towards the end of the session. What are your priorities to get across the finish line?
Yeah, I think there's two really good, there's probably a lot of bills that we can get done yet in the next 3-4 months, but two bills I think might be important to get done sort of in the short term rather than wait till next session. One is a bill by Senator Mark Line for EV charging to make it easier and to access federal money to build electric vehicle charging stations, have businesses apply for some grants and build electric vehicle charging stations around the state. With electric vehicles becoming more popular, people need places to charge them. So I think that would be an important bill. And there's a right of first refusal, ROFR bill, that deals with who has the right to build new utility transport lines. If we pass that bill, it makes sure that Wisconsin has the say in how that is being done through the PSC and who's doing it, and it also should save tax ratepayers money in Wisconsin.
Are you confident right now that you have the votes for either of those bills?
It's early in the process yet, so we'll keep working on members to make sure that we can get there.
There's a new Senate Minority Leader, Diane Hesselbein. How do you see her helping to maintain some of the bipartisan work that you're the Senate has achieved
Yeah,
this session.
no, I'm excited for Diane. I worked well with, this will be my third, even though I haven't been the majority leader for a long time yet, this will be my third minority leader that I'll have that chance to work with. I worked well with Senator Bewley. Had a great time working with Senator Agard. You know, we're not always going to agree on issues, but it's good to work with them to make sure the Senate runs smoothly, to keep them informed of what's coming down the pike. Just work with them. So I know I've served on committees before with Diane when she was in the Assembly, some joint committees. I get along with her, so I'm excited. I met with her this week. I'm excited to work with her.
Senator LeMahieu, thank you so much for taking some time with us this morning.
Thank you.